This is content intended for adults, not for puppies. Chord Progressions test recording, because I can't figure out how I want the audio to be. I guess we're... Yeah, he sure does. I take a few more bites. It gives way to a silent gap in our conversation, but I surprisingly don't mind. He has what I can only describe as an aura that calms and soothes me with his presence alone. I can be patient and wait for the next conversation topic to organically occur. I really enjoy this dynamic. I just hope he feels the same way. So have you been in Douglas all your life? Douglas? Technically no, I was born in Brazil, but my parents and I emigrated when I was 4. They're very purposeful. They're very purposeful to use the term emigrated and not immigrated, right? They mean different things, right? You can tell whoever wrote this went to college. Once we got to the States, we moved around for a bit. My dad and I settled in Douglas when I was 9. Been here ever since. Oh, cool. So why did your family immigrate, if you don't ask me asking? My mom was a clinical psychologist. She figured there'd be more financial opportunity in the US. So, Dad and I tagged along, basically. As you would. Was a clinical psychologist? Either she isn't in that profession anymore, or she might have passed. Yeah, I'm not going to open that potential can of worms. Okay, Eddie. Right, okay. Cool. So, what kind of music does your band play? He brightens up upon hearing the subject change. It's kind of hard to narrow down to one genre. There's a lot of music that inspires us. Hip-hop, rock, R&B, jazz, disco. R&B, rock, hip-hop, rock, R&B, jazz, and disco. What does R&B stand for? Rhythm and blues? Is it rhythm and blues? If I had to guess. I think I looked it up one time. If I had to describe it concisely, I'd call it jazzy EDM. That sounds like hell. Jazzy EDM sounds like hell. Okay, like, whatever. That sounds interesting. How long have you guys been a band? We've been jamming about a year. Dave and I like to experiment with stuff that sounds interesting to us. He's on synth while I play bass. April's along for the ride. She doesn't have the time to provide creative input, but she's a great player. We compose the rhythm, and she performs it flawlessly. Sounds fun. How long have you been playing bass? Forever. My dad taught me. Dang. Must have been pretty good then. I'm alright. Or, I must be pretty good. You must be pretty good then. I'm alright. Should be a lot better for someone who's been playing for as long as I have, though. So, how about you? What do you play? Oh, I don't play anything. Not a musician at all, really. Huh? Usually Treasure likes to hire musicians. Are you just working in the kitchen then? Well, no, but yes, maybe? I don't know yet. It's only my second day. Gives a bit of a perplexed look. It's followed by a warm smile. Well, I'm sure you're doing great either way. Yeah, I sure hope so. Wait, are capybaras from Brazil? Is this like... Is this like following like real world geography? Like he's a capybara from, right, he's from Brazil because capybaras actually live in Brazil. And that's the reason like Eddy hasn't really seen many capybaras, is because they're like a smaller demographic that only comes from like the country of Brazil. Huh. So there's only as many like capybaras in America as individuals that move from Brazil who are capybaras. Yeah, I sure hope so. Another short pause spurs in our conversation. I take the time to nibble more on my sandwich more while he sips his drink. So I'm guessing if you're working here, there's a good chance you're LGBT, yeah? Oh, right, yeah, I'm gay. I speak with slight hesitancy.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to pry. No, it's okay. I just have to get used to saying it out loud. The environment I grew up in wasn't the most accepting. It makes things challenging. Gotcha. Thanks for trusting me with that info. I'm happy you're in a more accepting place now. Someone just thanked me for coming out to them? That's new. So, how about you, if you don't mind me asking? I don't mind at all. Personally, I don't particularly care for labels, but if I had to pick one, I like pansexual the best. Guys, I'm not going to go on the labels rant, right? Right. I'm not going to go on the labels rant and about how definition is what gives credence to the world. Sexuality is complicated, though. It's hard for me to summarize it in just one word. I gotcha. So in that case, could you summarize it in more than one word? I don't really feel like it. We're just kind of like eating food, bro. Can we talk about something else? I can if you want. It might sound boring, though. Try me. All right. Well, for me, when I search for a partner, I invest most of my interest in personal qualities. Their gender never plays a role, so this leads to me being attracted to a variety of genders. I used to identify as bisexual for a while. Ultimately, that label doesn't work for me. With bisexuality, gender is a factor of attraction, if that makes sense. I think I get it, so for bi folks, they tend to focus on gender when they're attracted to someone, whether it's male, female, or whatever else. But for pan people, gender isn't the focus? Yep, that's the gist. I guess that makes sense. But also, like, I don't know. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I can't speak about that, right? As someone who is not a pan or a bisexual, right? As someone who doesn't want to have intimate relationships with kitchenware or also bicycles, I can't really speak on that. But, like, I don't know. The idea that, like, pansexual people don't, like, see gender, right? Like, gender isn't, like, an attractive, like, aspect to them. I don't know, I just don't... That might be, like, Cliff's experience, but I just don't see that as being, like, 100% consistent among, like, all pansexual people. Like, you know, there's a lot of pansexuals, you know, I see on, like, the internet, on the internet that are like, oh, I love men, I love women. So clearly for those individuals at least, like, the gender is an important aspect of it. But maybe not for Cliff. Maybe Cliff just doesn't really care. But interesting. I always just thought it was two words describing the same thing. No, Eddy. No, they are not two words describing the same thing, Eddy. You're not totally wrong. They are similar, but the distinction is important. Cliff tilts his head back with his lips still pressed to the cup's lid for one last gulp of his mocha. Alright, it was cool chatting with you, but I need to get back to work. Sometimes I just cough and I forget I'm recording, right? Sometimes I'm recording and I just like... I'm like, oh yeah, I'm recording. I work from home taking he works from home, taking customer service calls. I need to get back to my desk. He slides out of the booth and stands up. It was good chatting with you too. Hope your work goes well for you. It's something. Catch you later. Bye. He turns tail and, well, I don't think turn tail is the correct phrase. He doesn't seem to have one. I wonder if that's just natural for capybaras, or maybe they do some cultural tail doggings. Who knows? He walks towards the door and disposes of the paper cup before turning around one last time. Heading out. Bye, Dave. Bye, Pat. Who is Dave? I forget who Dave is. Actually, no, I remember who Dave is. He's the guy. He's that one guy. He waves towards the two behind the counter. See ya at practice. Later. I still have all my chips and half a sandwich to go. Got caught up in conversation and forgot to eat. Need to finish and get back to work. Things were slow and steady, just the way I like it. Slow enough that I don't have to work too hard, but steady enough that I'm not bored. As promised, Pat got to leave at 2:30 sharp. He seemed really eager to get to where he was going. Things slowed down to a crawl as the clock approached 4 o'clock. Dave likes to be economic with his time when it comes to closing shop. He and I sectioned off areas of the dining room and cleaned them one at a time. Even though there weren't many customers, there wasn't an idle moment. Voice acting incoming. By the time 4 o'clock rolled around, we had completed most of our closing tasks. Everything was all done by 4:15.
Awesome work today, bud. You're really getting the hang of the register.
Incredible. Yeah, it's a no-brainer for me now. Good, glad you enjoy the workflow. He beams a toothy grin at me. Well, I'm going to mop up the kitchen and head out. Go see if April needs anything. I think Boss Man should be coming back soon. I'll do that, thanks. Nah, buddy, thank you. I find April and Joyner behind the main counter. Hey, Dave's closing up. He asked me to come out here and help you. Cool, how was everything? It was nice, busy for a bit, but mostly steady. Did Pat behave himself? Yep, for the most part, he was a good boy. For the love of God, do not say that to his face. Oh geez, does praise excite him? I mean, the dude gets turned on if he just glances in his general direction. Call him a good boy, though, and he'll get ravenous. Like, there was this one time, we were both at a party, he got wasted, and... we were interrupted by the entrance of a customer. In walked a young man, quite tall and dashing. He's supporting a tremendously fit frame. He's a white deer whose coat is peppered with dainty orange spots on his cheeks. I've never seen a deer with fur like this. Hi, sir. How are you doing?
Oh. Hi. I'm good.
Incredible. He mumbled a bit when he talked, not making eye contact with either of us. He is shy, right? Is he shy or autistic? It seemed like his eyes were making contact with literally everything else in the store except for April and me. He's very shy. Happy to hear it. Welcome to Chronicles. This place is called Chronicles? I feel like I didn't know that until now. This place is called Chronicles? Was it always called Chronicles? Did they tell us that? I don't know. I didn't remember that. Welcome to Chronicles. Is there anything we can help you with? Yes, actually. I'm friends with Chester. Who's Chester? Who's Chester? Guys, I don't remember who Chester is. Chester. Who is Chester? Oh, that's the boss dude. That's the boss dude. Because the lion's Daryl. Pat's the dog. April's that girl. Moria's the fox girl. Cliff's that capybara guy. I remember the characters. Eddy's the fox. He's the main character. Yes, actually, I'm friends with Chester. He told me to come by and talk to you to sign up for the show thing this weekend. Oh, did you want to watch or did you want to perform? Perform. Oh my gosh. He answered rather matter-of-factly. Okay, cool. April dropped this customer service tone and transitioned to a less intense version of it. Still friendly, but more like her usual self. So what do you do? What do I do? Yeah, like, what kind of musical act will it be? Piano. Okay, but like, what kind of piano? Jazz, classical, modern? Oh, right, classical. Alright, have you ever performed before? Plenty of times. I also have a master's in composition. Oh, guess you're not a schmuck then. Yeah, no, I'm not. I already showed Chester a video of my last recital. He said it'd be good just to walk in and sign up. Gotcha, well in that case, let's go ahead and get that sorted. She clicks through the point of service desktop to pull up a spreadsheet. What's your name?
Trent. Trent Cornell. 2 L's.
Thank you, Trent. Very cool. April goes through and asks for more details, phone number, email, etc. How long do you want to play for? How long can I play for? You're going to be an opening act, so 20 minutes max. Oh, okay. I can do the whole 20. This will be easy. You wouldn't mind being the first one on stage? Oh, no. Yeah, that'll be fine. He seems to do that strange yeah, no, and no, yeah speech mannerism. What are you going to tell me about? I forgot this visual novel has bonus text. Yeah, it has bonus text, right? Obviously you're here in the visual novel to read, but like this is for if you want extra reading. It's a little confusing, but after a while you learn the code. Yeah, no means yes. Yeah, no means no. Yeah, no, yeah means yes. Yeah, no for sure means most definitely. Context also matters tremendously. What's the bit here? Like, I can't tell if we're like... I can't tell if Eddy's like making fun of him or if like we're being just like matter of fact. Personally, I prefer straightforward and plain language, but to each their own. Eddy, shut up. Any chance I can try out the piano I'll be playing on? Sure, Eddy, mind taking Trent here to the baby grand? I'll be happy to. Come follow me, sir. I lead the way with Trent in tow. I navigate through the showroom to the one and only baby grand we have in the building. Here you are, play to your heart's content. He gives me a split second of eye contact before very rapidly adjusting his gaze to the instrument. Great, thank you. Trent situates himself on the bench. He adjusts his posture to sit up perfectly upright and extends his paw forward to lightly graze over the keys without depressing any of them. He starts slowly, then picks up the pace. He's playing a classical piece that sounds quite lovely. He's doing so with seemingly very little effort. finding this to be quite soothing, more pleasant than the general cacophony created by the music store's usual patrons. It's nice to hear something so gratifying and elegant. The deer turns to me. The C-sharp 4 is flat. The who 4 is what now? Eddy is a sitcom character. C-sharp, it's flat. Sorry, I'm not sure what that means. It gives me a puzzled look. Do you only work in the cafe? I imagine you should know what this means. No, I work up here too. I just started yesterday. Another puzzled look from the deer. Okay, but why choose to work at a music store if you don't know anything about music? Ouch! Suddenly you're looking a lot less handsome than before, Buster. Where's all this criticism coming from? Look, it's only my second day. I just moved here and I really needed a job. But you could have chosen to work somewhere else where you know more about the products you're selling. You don't seem to know much about music. Excuse me? I was unaware Chester promoted you to assistant manager while he was gone. If I have in mind to tell this guy off, where does he get? Nope, no Eddy, not today. You are not going to talk back to a customer today. You need to be the happy retail worker that you're conditioned to be. Breathe in, breathe out. Listen, I'm just trying to get by here. I'll learn more about your sharps being C-flats or whatever some other time. Eddy is insane. I can only learn so much in one day. I made sure to give him a little attitude with that response. He looks away for a moment, just stares at the floor. He gives me no response. He silently turns to... like Eddy, you could just be like, oh, here, I'll go get April or something. I'll go get April, and she can help us figure out how to fix the key or whatever, since, you know, or something like that. I don't know, Eddy. Right. Like, Eddy, if you don't know how to assist them, find someone that does. But whatever. I mean, I'm sure he can assist himself. I mean, he probably knows how to, like, tune the piano, but... He silently turns back to face the keys and plays the instrument once again. Weirdo. Well, no, that's not a nice thing to think. Perhaps I shouldn't judge him so harshly. He seemingly doesn't have the best social skills. I should know a thing or two about that. There's no venom in his words. Perhaps he's just giving me fair criticism. Maybe I just need to be more receptive to critique. I shouldn't be so sensitive. Wait, I'm being too hard on myself right now? Shouldn't I be standing up for myself? I honestly can't tell. I can't either, Eddy. I can't either. Eddy's being kind of silly, but like... What's this guy's name? I forgot what this guy's name is. This is the problem with retail. I've been berated by customers and management so often it wore at my psyche and tore away any sense of self-worth. When I'm contractually obligated to take their abuse, it conditions me to believe the things they say. Now I'm in a situation where I have to constantly second-guess myself. Huh. Interesting conundrum. I just feel like, you know... I just feel like that's sort of situation where you just have, like, camaraderie with, like, your coworkers, you know? You know, you're like, oh, the boss was mean to me. Then your coworkers are like, yeah, ignore him. The boss is mean. You were doing a good job. Maybe I should go talk with April. I'd rather not stay here and watch this guy play while I mull over my own drama. My own trauma. Without a word, I turned tail and returned to the counter. Did you hear what he said to me? Yeah, it was kind of rude. Right? He does have a point, though. You should really have some basic understanding of music. It's only going to help you. You're not wrong, but come on, it's my second day. I know. Don't beat yourself up. Too late for that. Just when I started to feel like I was fitting in around here, it gets stripped away in an instant. And you've been here 2 days. Right, as everyone has said, you've been here 2 days. Grab a bag, 25-cent picks. What is 25 cent? Like this? When is this set? This is probably just set during modern day, right? Right, it's probably just set during modern day, right? We're not gonna have any weird rug pulls, right? We're not gonna have any weird rug pulls. Dude, I remember when I was watching like the first like episode or two of Beastars, I thought it was set in like the 1900s or something. I thought it was set in like the like 1800s. I thought it was set in like 1890. the first 2 episodes of Beastars, but then they like pull out smartphones, and it's like, oh, okay. April and I went about our regular affairs as Trent continued to play beautiful melodies. It was great background noise. Something about classical music just seems to clear my mind, to put me in a productive mood. He might be a jerk, but the boy is certainly talented. His playing eventually ceases, and he approaches the counter where April and I were standing. How was everything? Will that piano work for you? Mostly, do you know anything about music? April lets out a small chuckle. I certainly do, unlike my friend who's been here for 2 days. I've been here for 2 years. I'm a damn fool. I willingly gave the hyena ammunition to throw even more shade at me. Okay, good. It all sounded great, but the C-sharp 4 was flat. Cool, I'll make a note of that. Chester can tune it before Saturday. Great, I guess I'll see you 2 days later then? April gave him a thumbs up. You sure will. Need anything else? No, that's everything. Thank you. I give him a half-hearted wave without saying anything. April waved as well. Take care. Good luck on Saturday. Thank you. You too. Trent had a split-second look of embarrassment, then briskly made his way to the exit. How do you know I was performing too? I think he might have accidentally U2'd you. Oh. Work continued as expected until Chester made an appearance. Why does Chester get so many lines, right? Why does Chester get so many lines? You know, that's a fun thing to do. That's a fun thing to do. Write down like every line a character gets, like how many lines each character gets compared to each other. Like tally it up.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I'll make sure I count your extra time as OT, April.
Thank you, Chester. Very cool. No fur off my back. Am I good to go? Yep, Eddy and I will take it from here. Fire. Catch you both wet later. She briskly took her leave. Did Trent come by? Who's Trent? Do I remember who Trent... Yeah, Trent. That's the guy we just saw. He did. He's all signed up for Saturday. Great. So what'd you think of him? Well, he's a great player, but honestly, he was a bit rude to me. Rude? How? Well, he was playing the baby grand, then he made a comment about a key not being flat or something. I didn't really understand it. So I asked him to elaborate, then he came back with, well, why did you choose to work at a music store if you don't know anything about music? Actually, thinking about it, like, Eddy, that was like a fundamental, like, misunderstanding. Eddy doesn't even understand, like, what a note is, I think. Eddy doesn't even know what a note is. Right? He can't even understand the concept of, like, something being out of tune. Whatever, he'll be okay. Eddy will be okay. He'll figure it out. I did a little impersonation of him when giving my paraphrase. I may have exaggerated his tone. Did he actually say it that way? Well, no, it was a little bit more deadpan. I see. Well, Trent is just kind of like that. I don't think he was trying to antagonize you. He was just making an observation about something that didn't make very much sense to him. From the short time I've known him, I noticed he's not the most tactful. Well, either way, I didn't like being talked to like that. I've dealt with plenty of rude customers, don't get me wrong, but he comes nowhere close to being the worst, but still. I get it, but I think you two just got off on the wrong foot. Maybe you should give him another chance. Why, does he come by here a lot or something? Not necessarily, but I think if you two got to know each other, you'd be fast friends. What's Chester's angle here? I shoot him a perplexed look. He lets out a sigh. Look, I don't want you to do anything you don't want to do. I'm just trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. What's that supposed to mean? Well, you're new in town, so obviously it wouldn't be a bad idea to introduce you to some locals, right? I mean, yeah, I guess. Well, to make a long story short, he's lived in Douglas all his life, but hasn't made very many friends. From what I learned, Trent's family has a very insular lifestyle. He and all his cousins were homeschooled. He recently graduated from the Douglas Scott University, but didn't make any connections while there. Okay then, so what? He lacks social skills because of a weird upbringing? I think that's part of it, yeah. But he's a nice kid. I know he has a kind heart, and I want to help him branch out. Now that I have a little bit more perspective on the situation, I think I can forgive him. His family must be super religious or something. I can certainly relate to that. That's your takeaway, Eddy? His family is religious? Sure, whatever. The deer's also quite easy on the eyes. Is it bad that his looks are a factor in my decision? Feels so shallow. Even so, everyone deserves a second chance, right? Alright, I'll give him another shot. Chester's face lights up with a mixture of elation and relief. Great, so how about a rendezvous with us three at the gym then? Excuse me? At the gym? A gym? Like exhausting workouts? Sweaty men lifting big heavy things? Everybody judging me for being a weakling kind of gym? I don't know. Start rubbing my arm. I really can't contain the nerves. Hey, no need to be anxious about it. The gym is practically empty on weekday afternoons. The floor and locker room will hardly have anyone in there. Wait, locker room? There may be more to consider. Okay, let's treat this like a devil and angel on my shoulder type situation. The angel says, go to the gym. You can make a friend with someone who may really need it. Plus, you've been meaning to get in better shape, right? And the devil says, go to the gym. You can beat Chester and Trent in the changing room. The decision is unanimous. Well, when you put it that way. Sure, I'll go. Alright, I'll shoot him a text and let him know what the plan is. This is going to be good for me. I need to get out of my comfort zone. It's only going to help with the anxiety. I can't let it keep ruling my life. I want to work on my body. I want to be healthier. And god damn it, I want to see those two in their underwear. You and I can be on the same schedule tomorrow. We'll head out after lunch rush. Are you sure you don't need me here? Positive. I've left those three here by themselves plenty of times. They hold down the fort just fine. He offers me a reassuring smile. Interesting. So it seems like the beginning of this game, it's just sort of doing its like due diligence to like sort of like introduce us to like a lot of the cast and the characters, which makes sense because it is one of those more like traditional like slice of life VNs, where the story's more about the characters than anything else, so far. But it's also interesting how we're seemingly going to be like doubling down with like spending more time with like Chester and Trent in particular. I don't know. I guess that makes sense. But also I feel like, I don't know, it's interesting. I feel like we still haven't really got like one-on-ones with like some of the like earlier characters that have been introduced though. What was that one guy, Daryl? Because you go get lunch with Daryl. I guess you have that like small scene with Cliff, and you have that scene with Trent. But now we're like immediately going into another scene with Trent. I guess you see a lot of April. You see a little bit of Dave in the beginning so far. We haven't really had any time with like Pat though, right? Pat just has like a couple lines, leaves, right? Pat has a couple lines, leaves. Yeah, we haven't really got to spend that much time with like Pat, I guess. But I don't know, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Closing went without a hitch and Chester driving me home again. I guess it's something I'll need to get used to. If I'm going to claim all this overtime, it means spending more time with the wolf. This is a great time to ask him questions and ensure all my bases are covered for our workout tomorrow. I find that I can handle my anxiety better when I properly prepare for such tense situations. So, I don't think I've ever been to a gym outside of high school before. What sort of stuff do I need to bring? Well, since you have a shift to finish after we get back, I would like for you to bring a full change of workout clothes and some shower supplies. Shower? Heck! What kind of showers does this gym have? What if it's gang showers with no curtains? I'm not sure if I'll be able to handle that. So, what kind of shower situation? There's single stalls with curtains, Eddy, don't worry. Thank God I didn't have to entirely verbalize that question. I know it can be tough for guys like us when it comes to public showers. What do you mean? Gang showers can definitely be uncomfortable, and you don't want to give anyone the wrong idea. Oh. Plus, I don't do free shows. He turns He turns to me and gives me a wink and a cheeky grin. Okay, at least he's acknowledging the dragon in the room here. Like he must know I'm attracted to him, right? He's perfect. How could I not? Trent's usually in the weight room on Wednesdays, so we'll do some strength training. Great, you two can see how much of a weakling I am. Love that for me. Well, at least I'll learn something new. By the way, do I need to pay anything to get in? Nah, you'll be on my guest pass. I have a premium membership, so I get unlimited passes. Oh, that works out well, thanks. Why don't you just bring in everyone in town? I guess they have to be there while you're there. Whatever. Nah, thank you. I hardly use that pass. God, I'll finally get some use. Before I know it, we've arrived to the apartment's parking lot. I'm past my seatbelt. Thanks again for helping close tonight. The extra set of Pauls really helps out tremendously. Of course I do. I enjoy the OT. There's always opportunity for more while we're short-staffed. We'll see you tomorrow then. Bright and early, sir. Good man. Sleep tight, bud. Shut the car door and mosey my way to the building's front door and open up the stairs. Up the stairs. Chester drives off into the night. I walk in on a similar sight to yesterday. April and Moria are both cuddled on the couch watching the same crime drama. This time, there's some white wine on the coffee table.
Hey, you.
Thank you, Moria. Very cool. She sits up and circles around the couch to meet me at the front door for a big hug. One of the many things I love about Moria is how sincere and tender her hugs are. Her emotions become completely tangible. At this range, I can smell some of the alcohol on her breath. She's definitely not wasted, but perhaps a bit tipsy. Hey, how was your orientation? It was great. Come sit. Let me tell you about it. April, can you pause it? But we're at the good part. I can wait. I want to tell Eddy all about orientation. Moria and I took a seat. April pauses the program. So Douglas Scott University is so much bigger in person. I got to tour the whole campus and we ended at the extracurricular fair. I saw lots of cute clubs to join. That's awesome. Anything catch your eye? Oh, there's a photography club. Definitely joining that. There's also a club dedicated to making sculptures out of recycled materials. Lots of neat stuff I can sink my teeth into. Lots of neat stuff I can sit my... I'm having trouble reading. Lots of neat stuff I can sink my teeth into to complement to my BFA. I don't know what a BFA is. Sounds right up your alley. Where's the yellow text? Where's the yellow text explaining to me what a BFA is? I don't know what a BFA is. For sure, I'm so excited. But we had to sit through some after-school special thing or whatever. Just a lecture about the campus rules, how to stay safe and all that. Aw, did Healthy Harold at the drug-fighting giraffe come on stage and tell you not to freebase heroin? What? What does freebase mean? Can I get some yellow text on that, Eddy? I don't know what freebase means. The girl chuckles at my silly joke. The girls chuckle at my silly joke. It was a little bit more chill than that, but yeah, they gave the whole drug and alcohol spiel. It's not for me. I'm not some dumbass 18-year-old trying to get drunk at a frat house. Yeah, but now you're a 25-year-old trying to get drunk with your girlfriend on a Tuesday. I gesture to the wine. Hush, it's celebratory. She turns to grab the bottle and 1 of the 3 wine glasses on the table. She takes the only empty glass and pours it halfway and passes to me.
To new beginnings.
To new beginnings. She picks up her own glass and clinks it against mine. We both take a sip. It's quite lovely. Fruity, refreshing, sweet but not too sweet. It's a vanilla, perhaps? Ooh, tasty. Good selection, Mo. Actually, April picked it out. What? You mean April picked out a sweet, fruity wine instead of a cheap bottle of scotch? Color me surprised. He has the most obnoxiously sarcastic tone I can muster. Yeah, if you keep being a smartass, I'll collar your face black and blue. Moria responds with an expression of shock to April's unserious threat. She gave the hyena a light smack on the arm. Honey, no, don't you dare hurt him. She's giving April some playful attitude. But can you hit me, though? Yes. How's that fair? Because I'm a girl. And I'm not a girl? Nope. Again with the playful attitude. Okay then, genius, what's my gender? Menace. My gender is a menace? Yes. Fine, I'll show you a menace. April, without warning, launches a brutal tickle assault on Moria. The fox lets out an initial yelp. No, I'm still holding the wine. Stop, She can hardly get the words out while giggling so violently. I'm a menace, remember? Menaces don't care about your stupid wine. It's your stupid wine and your stupid couch I'm gonna spill it on. April snatches the glass off Moria's paw and places it on the table. The hyena continues her assault. I finish up the wine I have left in the glass. I'll let them have their moment. I'm going to bed. Please don't break anything, you weirdos. Good night, Eddy. She's barely able to muster out the words from the uncontrollable laughter. See you tomorrow, weirdo. Sanctuary. That's level 3 spell, right? I strip up my clothes and flop face first on the bed. My soft, warm, squishy bed. I roll over on my bag and give my phone a quick glance. No messages or any other notifications. Plug my phone and rest at the top of my nightstand to let it charge. Thank you. Very important details. very important details Eddy is communicating to us. I should think about getting into the shower. I do have to do this all over again tomorrow. Doesn't he work like every day forever? Doesn't Eddy work every day forever? But the bed is so soft and so warm, and I'm so sleepy. Okay, he literally just falls asleep. Okay. Thank you, Eddy. Very cool. Growl. Growl. No stomach, not now. I want more sleep. Ugh. Heckin' fine. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I skipped dinner last night. Again. I pick up my phone and activate the lock screen. It's 6 a.m. Looks like it's up for about 10 hours. I should probably get up. He slept all night? Okay. What time did he... I guess it makes sense. But he has to, like, go to work soon, right? I lazily worked my way out from under the covers onto my feet. I find some pajama pants and an old t-shirt. Is the episode over? I'm assuming this is the end of the episode. I was only going to read to the end of the episode. Okay, that was Chord Progressions, test recording, chord progressions.